Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome again to my podcast, Snacks Thoughts. I say again, welcome to my podcast, Snacks Thoughts. And what is my thought for the night? My thought for the night is about maintaining your advantage. You know, in sports, they always talk about the home team trying to get as many wins as they can within their division or their conference so that in the event that they meet in the playoffs, they can maintain home court advantage, which would further help them have better chances of winning a championship if they make it that far. And so I'm using a sports analogy to equate to something in life. And whether it be sports, whether it's relationships, whether it's finances, whatever it is, your health. If I were to title this episode for the night, it would be called Maintain Your Advantage. Or don't give up your advantage. Always maintain your advantage. And why do I say that, and where is this coming from? Well, I have a couple of situations that I can apply this to. And I want to make sure I say this up front. Maintain your advantage so long it's done with integrity, it's honest, and you're not hurting or harming or cheating other people. I'm talking about an honest way of doing things and maintaining your advantage in order to help yourself out, looking out for yourself. But not in terms of cheating or being dishonest, lacking integrity, or harming others. So now that we got that out the way. So now I guess you could say maybe I got a few little short stories for this one. It was years ago. I had worked for on this job, was working for the feds for, some years. And, myself being a veteran or prior military, there was other vets, a lot of us, we go into the federal government sometimes, but this is for all, whether you have been in the military or not, but make a long story short, I had worked, in this particular section, and sometimes with jobs or when you're working for a boss, some jobs or some bosses may like to feel they have the upper hand on you or have more control. I don't know, maybe it feeds their ego or something like that. But myself and the other vets, that work, in this organization, some vets, they may bring in additional income, and then, and like anybody else, some people may have multiple streams of income. And so what happens, if you have, say, a job, but you have other multiple streams of income, well, then your particular job is another stream of income. Now, depending on your financial situation and how you're set up, that's going to decide the need for the job. If it's just, if you have other streams of income making enough money, you have enough investments and whatever, cash built up, then for some people, the job is not necessary, or it may be a minor or a major source of income, but some people can make it without it, and like I said, some can't. And for some bosses, they would prefer that if you're going to work the job, say, for them, right, and they hire you, I guess they would prefer if that's kind of like your major source, because I guess maybe they think that you'll stay or something like that, and you may not be so quick to leave. But for this particular story, I there was a trip that the assistant deputy had taken, and I'm talking about the exact same trip to this foreign country, and we both took the exact same amount of time. Now, at this particular organization, obviously, I wasn't the assistant deputy, but I was a lower grade. And I think that everything was cool so long as, I guess, if you're supposedly the boss, or maybe the assistant deputy probably was like the boss of my boss, and things can be cool so long as maybe the higher ups don't feel that you make as much money as they do, or you're able to do some of the things that they do, and so I took the same trip, and at my at this particular job, everything was copacetic and was cool. But when I came back off of this trip, the exact same trip, and we took them at different times, but the exact same trip that the assistant deputy took, 3 weeks in this foreign country. I'm not gonna call the country out, and I took the exact same trip. And when I came back, it seemed like I guess some of the higher ups began to get a little bit funny, acting like they didn't like it, or like they disapproved of me being able to do what it is that they do, and could do it easily. And if I wanted to, I could have, because I had the time on the books, but I didn't want to push it and take like a month or more, because if you take like 30 days off on a regular job, then it's like, and they can make it without you, then they're gonna be like, well, do we really need them here if they're gone that long? But when I came back, they were acting funny style. And I was like, man, I can see like the behavior or the demeanor has changed in this particular environment. And what happened is that they begin to try to intentionally overload me with, other people's work, and kind of like in a indiscriminate way, try to take shots at me. And I was like, hey, what's going on here? Now, when I say maintain your advantage, if I didn't have my particular situation, then I would have kind of been at their whim. Let me tell you what I wound up doing. The environment had become, I guess, what you consider like maybe a unsafe environment, or really testing, and I just really didn't feel like putting up with it. Hey, I spent like 20 years in the military, and I've been through the grime and the garbage and all of that. And so my second go round for a second career, I'm like, hey, let me get on cruise control. I'm gonna do my job, but I'm not trying to really deal with any unnecessary headaches. And so I believe that it came to a head, and I think my boss thought I was actually still going to stay, after certain things had been laid out. And I turned around and I quit. I think I quit the job within like about 3 hours. I think, yeah, within 3 hours, I turned around and quit. Now, what my point is that if I didn't have other streams of income, and my financial situation wasn't where it was, I would not have been able to do that. I would have had to stay there and basically tolerate what they were dishing out, or basically, if you want to say, maybe workplace bullying, or kind of like inflicting, poking shots at me because I was able to do what they were. And some people have insecurities, and it does happen in the workplace. Some people have insecurities about their position, and they feel that they need to have power over others. But in my case, it's more like you own yourself, And I will say this for those that are applying. If you decide to go, to deal in the workforce, always make sure you don't have your eggs in one basket. Always make sure you have some other source of income coming in, or maybe more than that, so that way you can secure yourself, and it gives you options, and you don't have to stay at that job if you feel that it's not the right fit for you. You can always move, and your life, if you quit that job, your lifestyle does not change. That's the key. Can you still maintain your lifestyle without that particular livelihood while you go look for something else? Or either if you choose to transition and go and be an entrepreneur, or whatever, side hustles, whatever it is, but always maintain your advantage. Don't let anyone talk you out of giving up your advantage. That's basically like a fighter who's a great fighter, and they're excellent on defense, right? And the offensive fight. They can't get a punch through, and they trying to tell you, hey, let your guard down so I can hit you. And we know none of us in our right mind are going to do that. And this goes for relationships as well. You know, sometimes even with family, you have to know when to tell family no. Because sometimes family may ask you some of the craziest things to do, and you're looking at yourself like, well, wait a minute, how does that benefit me? You know, but they're making it sound good, but it benefits them, but it doesn't benefit you. And so even with family or friends, you have to maintain your advantage. You know, don't give up your control or your power, because unfortunately, family and friends are people like anybody else. And many times, pretty much we all do what's best for us, you know, but sometimes people may mean well, but they can be selfish and have their own agendas or their own initiatives at your expense. And you have to have enough common sense and wisdom to know to maintain your advantage. You know what I'm saying? Never don't rely on family or friends for any money. You know, have your own, because money and family don't mix. Money and friends don't mix, you know. So always have your own. Never give up your advantage. You know, the best say maybe might be if you could own yourself. You know, never give up your advantage. You know, because people being people, it's unfortunate. Some people and even some family members are always seeking to gain an edge. And sometimes they may not even realize that they're doing it being selfish. And sometimes they may realize it, you know, and they can be selfish because of what they want. And sometimes you have to tell the no, but you have to maintain your advantage so you keep yourself out of said positions, because everybody's not the same. You know, everybody's not the same. Some people, including family, you know, if you need some help or, you know, you fall in hardship or something like that, you know, some family and friends, you know, will be kind and they really look out for you, you know, but eventually people get tired, you know, or some family members or friends, they like to flex on you once they know they got you in a bind. And this could be husbands and wives too. This could be spouses. When they know that they got the upper hand on you, then you'd be like, who was this person? You know, all of a sudden they coming out like Conan the Barbarian and they flexing on you. And they putting this pressure and this heat on you because they know they got you in a bind or backed into a corner. And it's like, you need me. And that's not a position, if you can help it, that you ever want to be in. So maintaining your advantage doesn't just include finances. It includes your mental and physical health as well. You know, it can mean, you know, various things for different people. You know, money is not everything, but nevertheless, in this life, it's a key component and it is needed. You know, but your health got to be right. Some people, you don't think that they would flex on you, would act up on you, but let you get sick or something like that. And then all of a sudden, it seems like you see people's true colors. You know, some people have been matriarchs and patriarchs of their families. And what happens is that all of a sudden they go down and they get sick from an illness. And then a lot of times it don't be the family members you think that's going to show up at the hospital. They don't even show up. And sometimes it'll be more outsiders that are not blood relatives that are going to be there and get that person's back. I've seen it happen before. A person that, you know, that I was dealing with, you know, they had an unfortunate illness, you know, and it came upon them suddenly. And as much as they did to try to hold their family together, you know, cousins, you know, all of that stuff, you know, and I mean, they did a lot. You know, and what happened, they got hit, you know what I'm saying? Went down, and I was there more than the close relatives was. Even some of the kids didn't even show up. They had excuses. And all the people that this person had done so much for, they couldn't have the decency to show up. Family members had to be called, and that's bad. You know, people that they work with, myself, I'm taking time off at the time. I'm in school. I'm up there staying with them, staying overnight at the hospital. It's like, where your kids at? And I'm talking about the kids, are, most of them were old enough, maybe at the youngest, maybe a teenager, about 15 or 16 at the youngest, maybe. But all the people that they had helped out, it was a harsh reality for them to find out what people really think about you. And that right there was family. But the people that were the outsiders were the one that came to that person's aid, not blood related. But that's just one example of your health going down, so it's just, maintain your advantage, don't let people, employers, whatever it is, if people trying to sell you something, trying to get at your credit, whatever it is, unfortunately, human beings are always looking for an edge or an advantage. And some people are honest, but unfortunately, there's a lot that are not. So maintain your advantage. As long as you fortify your advantage and your position, you have a much better chance, of being able to maneuver and have better options and more control in your life. So maintain your advantage. And whatever this means to those that are listening, exactly what area of your life it will apply. But yes, indeed. But I learned that, with the quickness, maintain your advantage, never give up your advantage. All right, guys, that's all I have on this one. And the name of this podcast is called Snacks Thoughts. That's SNAKZTHOUGHTS, Snacks Thoughts. And you can find this podcast on Spotify, Acast, Spreaker, SoundCloud, Radio PBM, iHeartRadio, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and a host of other social media platforms. And also, I have a YouTube channel, Eric Broadus YouTube. That's EricBroadus YouTube, or ericbroadusyoutube.com. And so please go and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I do everything from military content, philosophical content, some nutrition, things about life. I do a variety and assortment of content over there. But please subscribe to me. Smash that bell to become a subscriber and on my YouTube channel, and join Snacks Thoughts. Please subscribe to Snacks Thoughts. Share it, both of them, and push them out. Share it with your friends, family, frenemies, enemies, rats, bats, excuse me, cats, goats, dogs, whatever. Share it, push it out. All right, guys, but that's all I have on this one. But always remember that, maintain your advantage. Do not let systems and people get the edge on you. All right? Peace out. Later.